Welcome back to Nottingham. The 1 minute warning has just gone for our final game of the day. It is the Women's Open Final. The South East Sharks taking on the South East Taipans. And the Taipans in great form coming into this. They haven't lost a game. And when these teams met in the group stages, it was a 6-0 victory for the Taipans. But, as we said, it's a final, it's a one-off game, anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the Sharks show... the thing for me about the Sharks is they've just got this never-say-die attitude. You know, they don't stop. They keep going. We saw in the semi-final against the Northwest, they were 2 scores down going into the final 3 minutes. 2 amazing scores to even it up, and then they go and win it in the drop-off. So you can't write the Sharks off in a situation like this.
No, you certainly can't. So, one-off game, and it is Sharks who will start us off.
Laura Cochrane, one of the staples of this Sharks attack. Same with this lady here, Emily Irons.
Yeah, we saw Emily Irons was superb in the semi-final against the Northwest.
Yeah, you know, for me, I think you fear for the Sharks without the players of Laura Cochrane, Emily Irons, who are the ones that can just go and make something out of nothing.
There's a very, very good crowd around the pitch for this final game of the tournament. No other games going on now, so everyone free to watch this one.
Yeah, and it's going to be a really good game to close out this tournament. You know, what has been a really successful tournament of some amazing touch. And there's Emily Irons, nearly going over for the first score, if not for a brilliant touch by the Taipans link.
Yeah, and the Taipans cheering that touch. It's good to see some great support from the sub-box. There they go.
A rare mistake from Emily Irons there. Looked to punish the link, just fumbled the ball as she looked like she was building some momentum. Now the Taipan's going to look to get a really strong transition set going. Really good hands there from the link wrapping round. But the Sharks are really targeting this transition, trying to pen them in. That's really nice hands to get on the outside of the pressing middle. They've got the roll on now. Kenzie McNaught, we know how good she is. She sets up the strike dump. This is 5th. They need to make something happen. They go to the short side, and the ball is killed in the corner.
It is, so Sharks have it again. They're going to head towards halfway. 2 minutes gone in the final. That looked forward, but I think the whistle had gone prior to the pass being made, so
yeah,
I think it's a fresh set of 6.
Heavy touch on Emily Irons there. I mean, that's what you've got to do. Unfortunately, people like Emily Irons, Laura Cochrane, Emma Oliver, you know, you need to make sure that they don't get into their groove early on. Otherwise, they're going to find success, and I think this Taipan's defence is doing well to hold out. You know, Kenzie McNaught is getting up in the faces of the Sharks attackers. It's a really nice 32 setup. They look to the short side, really well crowded out by the defender.
There's Emily Crow, who was looking to jink her way through, but was well defended there.
Yeah, really good push on there. Number 10, Emily Rona-Roper, just getting up in the faces of the link, and then that just forces the offensive error by the Sharks.
It is, well, it's the Taipans who have the ball. And they're starting deep. Good high defence from the Sharks so far, but now they've got the opportunity to get some yards to Taipans, but now they're claiming.
She's come off the pitch with a smile on her face. I think she was trying to buy the 6 more from the referee there. Just doesn't quite come off. You got to try it.
Yeah, you have, especially in the final.
You don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle.
Exactly. But it's the Sharks with the ball, and they're in a good position.
Here are the dangerous players.
Yeah. Perhaps not the explosive start that we may have expected from them, but they may be managing the game a little.
Yeah, definitely. You know, this has been a long 3 days. It's Emily Irons feeding back inside. She wants the dump. She takes off, looks to feed.
think that may have been...
Yeah, penalty for offside.
I thought there may have been a handling error there, but obviously the offside was called.
Really clear information there from the referee. And that's a second penalty now. So Robin Budd is going for a conversation.
And so there is a tightrope to be walked by the Taipans here. Another penalty, and they will lose a player for the rest of the set. And that will give the South East Sharks a huge advantage. We've not seen it since earlier on today, actually, that happened. But
yeah, it's one of those things where it rewards repeated and sustained pressure, and this Sharks side is more than capable of that. That looked like a bit of a hard touch, but it's just lots of control. Neither team has really settled into their rhythm yet. It's a bit of a fragmented transition from the Taipans. The Sharks are defending it really well. That's a lot better. Really good yards made up the middle there. This is now, they've got the roll on.
They are coming.
Erin Payton trying to scoop through, passes away, passive link, really good grasp. What a touch, what a defensive touch.
Great diving touch, and it looked, to all intents and purposes, that it was Ella Housel going through to open the scoring for the Taipans, but it's turned over in a very, very good position for the Taipans now.
And this is the opportunity. You've got Erin Payton, Elena Ennis. They're going to want to move this ball around quickly. Erin Payton organising the attack. Takes off, goes the other way. Really good shutdown there.
It's,
this is a bit of a chess match at the moment.
It is, isn't it?
Number 18, Ella Housel gets the ball back, looks to step back inside, recycles the play. Sharks players down on the ground. Offside is the call. That's the first penalty.
So another set of 6, and they're going to bring fresh players on.
Yeah, really clear conversation there. Emily Bayliss nominating herself to get on the pitch and make something happen. She's joined by Kenzie McNaught. Emily Rona Roper.
Kenzie McNaught has it now. Goes back to the right-hand side, gets it back. Now it looks like it may come over to the left.
Rona Roper gets the ball back, really dynamic. Looks really good. That's a brilliant stop there from Julia Unsworth.
Really, really good touch. He's still there, so coming up to 7 minutes in, no score. And like you say, game of chess. They're feeling each other out at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like both sides are trying to punish the link. They're going to go open side now. She's managed to go through, but that is half court. It's a really good defensive set there by the Sharks. But as we've seen throughout these 3 days, their problem area is the transition. There's a lot of unforced errors coming in. I know that they back their defence, but they need to get a clear transition. And that helps. The penalty for offside, that alleviates the pressure a little bit.
Certainly does.
Kenzie McNaught getting up, shutting down the midfield drive. That's a lot better from the Taipans. The Sharks are starting to get a roll on. They're going to look to go on the outside of the promoted link. They've managed to find the space. They're going to get a strike dumped down. This is 5th. Really nice play. Really good defence, though.
Yeah, it's cracking defence.
Emily Bayliss.
And the Taipans have obviously looked at the 6-0 game, looked at where they could tighten up, looked at where they could change things, and they've gone and done it. It's been an incredibly even game for this first 8 minutes. Yeah,
it's been a really even game. I feel like both teams are struggling to get into their rhythm, but they have the ability, they have the personnel. This team can be dangerous when they get into their attack. That's a more fluid transition. They pick to go short side. There's a 2-on-1, but the ball just goes to ground at the crucial moment.
We mentioned the fact that the Taipans have won every single game, but the South East Sharks only lost to the Taipans. You
know, South East Sharks have had a couple closer results, but you know, the Taipans are the only one with the win over them. Taipans haven't lost themselves. They're going to want to keep that undefeated streak going. It looks really strong at the moment.
The Sharks.
Really good decision there from the referee. Just noticed that the offside player was forcing the attack back into the onside. That is influencing the attacking decision. It's an easy offside decision for the referee. Oh, really nice wrap around. They're going to go to the wing. Does she have the pace? Really good decision there, just to get the ball down and reset into the middle. Don't need to be so frantic. They've got touches to play with. They just want to get their structure sorted. Quickly, they step back inside. A little bit of miscommunication there.
Just come back inside now. And the Irons just goes out to the left-hand side. Yeah. But he's coming to the right. Irons now diving through. He's checking with the side judge, and they're vociferously claiming the touch, the Taipans. It's going to be a conversation between the officials.
I think this could be a penalty here. Yeah, they're going to give it to... What happened there is the middle has made the touch, but she's made the touch. You know, there's been an offside player influencing the attack. So again, it's just another easy offside decision for the referee.
So a fresh set of 6 for the Sharks, 6 metres out.
Yeah, Emma Oliver on the ball there. Emily Irons at half. It's not the setup that they want. They want to get on the outside. They want to promote the middles. They want to promote the links. They want to get them all offside and then go around them. Emily Irons goes for the dive. If that's a touch, that's phenomenal. She waves off that she hasn't. Emily Irons, brilliant dive to open the scoring.
So Emily Irons makes it 1-0 to the South East Sharks. And really good dive, evaded the touch. So,
game on.
Game on indeed.
Taipans with it all to do. They haven't found their rhythm yet, but these people on the pitch right now, they're the ones to do it. Kenzie McNaught, Emily Rona-Roper, Emily Bayliss.
McNaught has it again. Drops it down.
Bayliss on the ball. Kenzie McNaught to Bayliss. Rona-Roper goes around the outside. This is Rona-Roper. Rona-Roper looks like she's trying to play through, but a really good defensive touch there from the Sharks unit, and that brings up 5th.
So, Taipans, oh no, it's turned over. So Sharks start again from deep in. And the Sharks are going to be absolutely delighted with the way that they have started this game 1-0 ahead and really not giving the Taipans much of an opportunity to strike at the try line. It's a very, very good performance so far by the South East Sharks. Sharks coming through again now.
Oh,
now
really
needs to
good
find
pace.
somebody open. Oh, she's evaded the touch.
Oh,
no, it was
Kenzie McNaught, take a bow.
Kenzie McNaught diving through. Let's watch this again.
The distance she covers to track her down.
Laura Cochrane just gets a touch on the foot.
Oh, and that is a try saver.
Absolutely, she doesn't make that. And Laura Cochrane hands that ball off, and because there's 3 players running in to take that ball.
Laura Cochrane's one of those individuals. You give her time, she makes the right decision every time. Kenzie McNaught taking a big breath now, sucking it in after saving her team from a really treacherous situation. See, this is one of those areas where you'd think that the Taipans would target the Sharks. You know, their transition, you really want to put the defensive pressure on. This is a better set, that's 3rd, and the Sharks aren't out of their half. This is 4th, and they're only just making it towards halfway. Emma Oliver, that's a static dump. This is 5th coming. They need to get a roll on. Oh, Emily Irons.
Good yards from Emily Irons. Is she through?
Can she find her? Can she find Emma Oliver? Oh!
Oh, she can.
Doesn't find Emma Oliver, finds Emily Crow. Really good score, taking it to 2-0.
Wow, this is a turn-up. It's 2-0 to the South East Sharks, but that was all made by Emily Irons racing through. She needed to find somebody open and fooled everyone by popping it back.
Yeah, it looked like everyone was too focused on the support line of Emma Oliver. She's pulled the defenders. Emily Crow just finds the space. But you can't write off the Taipans yet, especially with this person, Emily Rona-Roper. She's had a lot of success today. She goes round on the sweeper, she accelerates to the line, goes for the dive, but it's a really good touch again. They're running into congested areas. These are very similar setups. The Sharks seem comfortable. You've got to be thinking, if you're the Taipans coach, do you look at changing things up? That's a better scoop, and there's the reply.
Brilliant stuff. Hania Ryman-Shepherd goes running through. We'll see it here.
Yeah, Ryman-Shepherd just finds the separation. The winger loses her opposite man. That's it.
Nikki Bird going through to find space and pop it down, and Taipans are on the board, and they needed that.
Yeah, they really did need that. He had a feeling that the momentum was leaning towards the Sharks, and now the Taipans are just wrestling it back in their favour. If they can defend this set out, it bodes well. That's Kenzie McNaught making the touch. The defensive pressure forces the error. You need a clean transition here if you're the Taipans. The Sharks seem to have the transition number.
5 minutes to go in this first half.
Yeah, it's a really static transition though. Good work there. They're getting fresh legs on. They're trying to work around the press. Emily Irons gets up, makes the touch, feeds out to the link. Emily Rona-Roper tries to go around the outside, finds the winger. Does the winger have the face? No, doesn't quite have the feet to get around. Now you want them to kill it this side. You want to make the Sharks' job as hard as possible. 15, Eliana Ennis gets around. Number 3, there's a 2-on-1. Emily Irons, extendo arms, makes the touch.
So it's back with the Sharks. 4 and a bit minutes to go in the first half. Sharks are going to be delighted with their half's work so far. They're going to want to try and stop the Taipans from getting level.
Yeah, that's it. This is a good touch, you know. The defensive set here, Eliana Ennis leading the line. They're really forcing the Sharks to work hard. And they're called play on. Eliana Ennis seems to be offside. They find the winger. Can they scramble? Emily Rona-Roper gets across and makes the touch.
Touch was made. So Taipans have the ball back.
Yeah, you can hear the calls from the Sharks box. Get up, get up. Oh, Emily Rona-Roper thought that she was through. I think Robin is just telling them. I'm not sure what he's telling them there, to be honest. Would that be a turnover? Oh, Robin Budd. Big body check from the referee.
That's forcefully making your making your point, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Robin will have a chuckle when he sees that back. Yeah, this is better again.
This is good. The Sharks come again, but again the Taipans defence just tightens up.
Emma Oliver struggling to get through there. The Taipans are defending really tight. The success that the Sharks had is when they move the play from one side to another and very quickly try and expose the lazy defenders. They try and find Emily Irons. They find Emily Irons. She looks like, oh, that's not Emily Irons, that's number 9. Julia Unsworth trying to go in for the Sharks. They have a repeat set of 6, I believe.
Are they through here? No, it's again great defence by the Taipans.
Yeah, you know, in these situations, the Taipans are defending as a unit. They're defending as a set of 6, really tight, really compact, and it's making the Sharks' lives hard. When the Sharks have a more dynamic setup and spread the play, they find success. That's a really nice ball out. It looks like that's going to be given. No. Robin Budd just checking.
Just checking it.
It
is given, yes, 3-1 to the Sharks, and you can see by the celebrations over on the far side what that means to them. Let's watch here. Out it comes to the left. Yeah, I think that's down. That's down.
Flat as you like. Good athleticism from the winger to get the ball down. The Sharks are going to be buzzing with this. You know, the Taipan sub-box does not look flustered. It looks very calm and collected. They know that they have the players and the ability to come back in this. This pod has one of them, Kenzie McNaught. Emily Bayless just skips through, looks for the pass. That's the opportunity. It's just not quite clicking for the Taipans. They're not finding their rhythm, as we saw earlier in the competition.
They're not indeed. They've really been given a test in this first half by the South East Sharks.
Oh, this is an opportunity now.
A minute to go in the first half, and have the Taipans been handed a bit of a lifeline with the opportunity to bring it within one before the hooter goes? We shall see. McNaught
just takes that touch.
Comes back into the middle. Sharks defence comes out.
They're looking to punish the link. Conditioner to stay on the outside. Kenzie McNaught goes back against the grain. There's a 2-on.
Oh, he's missed everybody.
Oh, I think they're going to get the decision for the offside there.
They are indeed, but they're running out of time. There's 20 seconds left.
Yeah,
they'll have a time for a couple of plays.
Oh, you wonder if that ball had gone. Are they going to find some success? They need to move this ball quickly. About 10 seconds left to go in this first half. You've got a feeling that a reply here to bring the deficit back down to 1 is going to be huge. Buzzer goes.
This is going to be
Kenzie
the final
McNaught's
play.
In space.
And she doesn't manage it, and you can see by the way she kicked the ball away how frustrated she looked.
Yeah, Taipans are going to be frustrated by that first half. You know, you've beaten the Sharks convincingly in the group stages, and you're just struggling to find your rhythm. I mean, full credit to the Sharks' defensive pressure. It's really stunting the momentum of this Taipan side. And it looks like the Taipans have got some things just to work through if they're going to be more competitive in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we shall leave you with the highlights of that first half while we take a short break ourselves, and we'll be back with full second half commentary of this Women's Open final in a few minutes' time. Stay with us.
Players and officials, it's your 2-minute warning. Players and officials, 2 minutes. Players and officials, it's your 1 minute warning. Players and officials, 1 minute. 30 seconds, please take to the pitches ready to play. Players and officials, stand by.
Welcome back to Nottingham. Second half about to get underway. And work for the South East Taipans to do. They haven't lost a game at all this weekend, but they're 3-1 down at half-time. And they've been really put under pressure by the South East Sharks, who had an excellent first half.
Yeah, the message that was coming through from the Taipans coaches and the senior members of this Taipan squad was just relax. We're playing into the Sharks' hands. They know that they're good enough. They have the ability. It's just about executing when needed. And that is an it's a beautiful pass. Just a bit too tall for the winger to reel in.
Katia Bing leaping into the air, but it just brushes off the tops of her fingertips.
Oh, that's fortunate for the Sharks to not have lost the ball there, but that's the benefit you get when you have senior players like this. Laura Cochrane taking the ball in. They're going to scoop through. They look for the switch. Really well shut down there by Ania Rahman Shepherd.
It was indeed.
This is a much better transition from the Taipans. They're making more meters up the middle. They find Emily Rona-Roper. She feeds the ball back. Really well saved touch there. They move forward. It's a bit of a slow transition there, but they have. Eliana Ennis on the ball, scooping through.
But no, it's called back. That is turned over.
And it's just those moments where, you know, Taipans yesterday, they have the extra, you know, the extra pair of clean heels, they have the extra spring in their step, and they will find those gaps. Look a little bit leggy today. You don't want to count them out though, and that is a let-off.
Yes, that is a let-off. And an opportunity now for the Taipans to run a tap-off play just inside the Sharks half. But again, it's turned over.
You know,
I think this is one thing the Sharks have done really, really well.
Yeah.
They're forcing the Taipans into errors.
Yeah, definitely. The defensive pressure coming from the Sharks is much better compared to what we saw in the Northwest game. It's like they know, you know, they've got 40 minutes to empty the tank, and if they don't empty the tank, they're not going to be satisfied with their performance. That's a really good touch there from Kenzie McNaught. It looks like the attacking player is going to get to one side. Kenzie, with her long arms, just gets around, gets the touch and gets the turnover. Really good stuff. They're going to look to maybe spread the play a little bit more. Oh, Kenzie McNaught, great hands. Great hands to rectify what was a little bit of a wayward pass there.
Was indeed.
And they've got the penalty now. You've got to think that this is the pod that's going to make something happen. Emily Rona-Roper, Emily Bayliss, Kenzie McNaught, Emma Halsall. You know, this is second touch coming. They've recycled that really well. Back to Kenzie McNaught. They take the 32. They look for the short side play. Oh!
Is that down?
Touch is being called. That's third. This is forthcoming.
Taipans putting the pressure on. McNaught.
Emily Rona-Roper.
Rona-Roper comes flying in.
Oh,
back
good
to
option
McNaught.
from Ketzi.
Great touch.
Brilliant defensive touch there from the Sharks winger. Gets across, covers the ground really well. I think they're gonna look to run a similar setup. Rona-Roper to Bayliss, back to Rona-Roper. They've got the 3-on-2. They go long. Can she get the ball down?
Touch is claimed.
Oh,
That touch is given.
Oh, I feel so much for this Taipan side because they are running the perfect setups to expose the Sharks' defence, but it's just those 1%ers that are letting them down at this moment in time. You can't help but feel if they can shore those up, it's their game for the taking here, even though they're 2 down.
Incredible stuff.
Yeah, they're forcing the turnovers more now in the midfield. It feels like the Taipans are leaning into this. The volume has gone up in the box. The Sharks look like they're not tracking as much. They're not applying the same level of pressure.
The thing is, they've got 15 minutes left. They've got to leave everything out on that field for these last 15 minutes.
Yeah, you look at how hard the Sharks and Taipans worked in the men's open game, and you need to be matching that work rate. You need to be really giving everything you've got here to see if you can get the win. That's a really nice setup. Separate. Oh, Emma Oliver, what a really good touch. This is 5th now. They're going to look at creating something new. Oh, what a great shot there for the Sharks wing, and the Sharks are defending with all they've got to stop this Taipan's outfit from going over.
They are indeed. It's been mainly Taipans on the attack in this half, but the Sharks' defence has been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, you know, this is what we see from the Sharks. They are gutsy, they have heart, they work for each other, they run until their legs fall off. This is Laura Cochrane looking to scoop through. A brilliant diving touch. And here Armand Shepherd. That's what you need. Get yourself out of a hole, stop the roll. This is where you need a clean transition. That's a lot better.
They're going to run to the box. Oh! I tell you what, she did well to keep the play alive there.
Yeah, and they do well to pass around the shooting winger there, making some extra yards. And she says, nice pass, as she comes off the pitch. She recognises that was, you know, that was a bit of an awkward pass for her. Really good. Oh! Emily Rona-Roper does the hard work, loses the ball, gets touched. Dan Harrison looks like he's made a decision, and it's a turnover ball.
And the Sharks are holding on, but they're defending really well.
Yeah, you worry, how long can they do this for? They've got 14 minutes left of this half. If it's run at this pace, at the same level of intensity, they're going to struggle, and I think that's a roll ball infringement again. And you know, the Taipans are getting more success in the midfield. They really are, but it's just when it's when it matters. When they get into the Sharks' red zone, they're just struggling to convert. You can't help but feel if they fix these 1%ers, they're going to find some success. This is the dangerous pod. Emma Halsall, Kenzie McNaught on the ball.
McNaught puts the ball down.
Bayliss, back to McNaught, back to Bayliss. Setting up the 32 option.
McNaught might dive through. And she tries, but I think she lost control of the ball as she dived.
Yeah, it's a turnover again.
I think we've got to tell everyone there's a big crowd right in front. It's this right-hand side of the pitch is very difficult for us to see.
We are. We're battling with the Taipan sub-box, trying to get a good view. This is a lot better from the Sharks. It's a much cleaner transition, although the pressure from the Taipans is forcing them back. I believe that this is 5th coming. They're going to want a really dynamic dump. Emma Oliver provides it for Emily Irons. Emily Irons throws the pass and it just goes to ground.
It's almost as if the Sharks are looking, right, well, let's get as far as we can, we'll just relieve some pressure. They're not necessarily looking to get the ball over the line, they're just looking to relieve pressure and get the ball as deep as possible.
It looks like the Sharks are just trying to hold on to what they've got, be really educated with their risks. You know, they've got to weigh up the risk and rewards. You don't want to give these Taipans an opportunity to even up at the moment. The Sharks are defending with all that they've got, and this is 5th. Emily Rona-Roper goes through, looks for the wing. Can she get the ball down? Looks like she has.
Yep, she has, I think. Oh, actually, no.
For the nth time, there's a last-minute stretching touch from the Sharks that just stops the Taipans from getting over.
Watch it here. You see, the referee's in the way we can see.
Oh, I don't want to comment. I don't want to comment on that one. We can't see properly.
To be fair to the official, he was perfectly placed to make that
Oh,
call.
he's right there. And, you know, the refs that we've got on the pitch here are really experienced players. That's a brilliant defensive nudge there from Emily Rona-Roper. Just getting the Taipans back on the front foot. 11
minutes left. We've not had a score in this second half as yet.
It's been really entertaining.
It has been. It's been a gripping match where the men's open final between these two was a complete shootout. This is just gripping.
Yeah, this is fifth now. They've wasted a couple of touches in the midfield. They pass around. They look for the overlap. They found the overlap. The Taipans were going to try to take a one-on-one. It's a very good defensive touch there.
It is indeed, and that turns it back to the Sharks, and the Sharks are just going to take as much time as they possibly can.
Yeah, they have a penalty there as well for Taipans throwing the ball away.
And they've managed to eat up another 30 seconds. And that's really good game management by the Sharks. Oh, but that's not what they wanted. A handling error. And the Taipans will have a fresh set of 6.
Yeah, this is the opportunity now for the Taipans. You've got a fresh set. You've got some dangerous players on the pitch. Eliana Ennis being one of them, wearing number 15. But these strikes aren't doing much. Yeah, and they get the penalty. That's 1.
So another set of 6 at 7 metres. This is a huge opportunity for the Taipans.
Yeah, you've got to think 10 minutes to go. You don't want to feel like you're stuck and stagnant. You need to get this score to keep the scoreboard ticking over. Really good defence there. It looks like the referee's called play on. It's another penalty. That's 2. If they can draw one more, they get the personnel advantage. Eliana Ennis comes sprinting off. Here comes Kenzie McNaught, getting back onto the field. That's a good pick-up. She goes through, looks for the pass. It's just not quite coming off for the Taipans. There's some tired legs out there now. They're trying to get fresh legs on. Taipans are sacrificing a touch. It looks like they're trying to go down the short side. We're blinded by the crowd. Relying on the cameraman.
Yep. Yes, it's touch given. Let's see whose ball it is. It's still Taipans' ball.
Kenzie McNaught taking it up in the midfield. They go back across that right-hand side. They look for Kenzie McNaught, and that is the score. Surely.
Now, did she? No, she lost it. Oh. She lost it in the dive.
Oh.
8 minutes to go.
Oh, it just might not be the Taipans' day. Oh, that is heartbreak. Kenzie McNaught has been so reliable for this Taipan side, and she just loses the ball over the line. You can't help but feel like that was the chance as the tent tries to go away and it tries to get blown away with the wind. This is Emily Irons to Emma Oliver. Emma Oliver looks to scoop through. Kenzie McNaught says, no thank you, I want that ball.
It's probably the deepest drive we've seen from the Sharks in a while, that.
But like you say, it's damage limitation for the Sharks. They're trying to hold on to what they've got. They're not trying to overexert themselves. They need the energy for defence. It's a slow roll ball, though, from the Taipans. Struggling with their transition. Really good shot from the Sharks winger.
It's good work by the Sharks defence once again.
It's hands on knees for the Taipans players as they come off. They've worked so hard, and they're just not quite coming off for them right now. But there is plenty of time. We saw the Sharks come back from a 2-0 deficit. We're about 6 minutes to go against the Northwest. The Taipans have got this in the locker. They have the personnel. They just need to trust their setup. That's a really nice setup. They send the sweep around. They send it back one way. Surely.
No! It's just not coming off for the Taipans at the minute. The pass back there, and it's trot, but they still have the ball. So, obviously an infringement call, so they'll have a new set of 6, and the pressure is surely going to tell at some point.
Oh,
and finally it is down.
There it is. That really good work. They run the sweeper kicks back to the short side. The covering middle tucks a little bit too hard. She just goes over. Really, really good dive there.
Naomi Furnett popping the ball over. 6 minutes to go. They're within one.
And that is a relieved Taipan sub-box. They needed that for their confidence. They needed that to swing the momentum back into their favour. The Sharks now, you've got to feel, need to get a score. One isn't enough against this Taipan side. They've found their scoring nature now.
Final touch.
Oh,
through, but
Eliana Ennis. Defensively, she has been imperious today. Really, really good stuff. Better transition. They look to move the ball wide. They make some extra meters. There's a Sharks player down. 2 players are offside. They look to target the offside players. That could have been a penalty for foot in the ruck. It's not. That's a penalty for offside though, and the noise in the Taipan sub-box goes up once more.
Oh, it is. It's something else here.
What is it about Sharks Taipans? It just brings the best out of both teams. It's really strong stuff. So it's a testament to the structure that they have in the Southeast to be able to put out 2 of the most elite teams that we're going to see in England, and they look to run a similar setup.
5 minutes to go.
They go
Taipan's final touch. Oh, that's brilliant. You can hear the screams from the Sharks bench over on the far side as the ball is turned over.
Oh, and that's off the mark. Kenzie McNaught again making defensive plays for the Taipans team. She may have dropped one over the line, but you cannot underestimate how impactful these defensive plays are. Ball goes back out to Kenzie McNaught.
Goes by this space now, opening up on the left-hand side if they choose to use it, but
she
goes
over?
to herself.
Really good defensive touch there.
Is called.
It's Danny Gregory trying to go over for the Taipans. Feeds back to Kenzie McNaught. Emily Bayliss.
Oh, switches the other way. McNaught. She's dodged on. Oh, he's got it right. Got it right-hand side. Got it to Emily Bayliss. And Bayliss puts it down. We're all square at 3.
And that is how you make up for an offensive error. Kenzie McNaught drops the ball over the line. Next set, she goes and makes a defensive play to win the turnover. It's instrumental in the equalising score. Whoa, game on. It's all to do for the Sharks now. They've not really threatened that Taipan's line over this second half. It seems to have been that they were trying to hold on. That's no longer an option for them. They need to go for it.
They do indeed. And now we see them go over the 7 metre. It goes right-hand side. Or drop down. They need to find those gaps. It's not. It's blown up. So the Taipans with all the momentum at the minute, with 3 minutes to go. Can one of these teams find the score that maybe win them the title?
So the Taipans have fixed their transition now in the second half. They are making ground. It is really, really impressive.
Oh, it looks like it.
Oh, that should be offside, and it is. This is the opportunity now for the Taipans. 3.5 minutes to go. 2.5 minutes to go. Oh, my brain is mush after these 3 days.
There he goes. So they've got touches to play with. They're just going to manage it at the moment. And it comes to the left-hand side. Down it goes.
They look to go outside. Number 12, Emily Bayliss orchestrating this attack. Emily Bayliss receives the ball back. That's a 3-on-2. Can they execute?
Oh, they can.
The dummy, the show and go. The Taipans, that is the loudest we've seen them.
Oh, there's an injury on the play.
Yeah, number 2.
Is Gabriella Guevara, who's gone down, but I think she's up and she's away.
Oh,
I think it was
2 minutes, a minute and a half. The Sharks need a reply to send this to drop off. The Taipans look like they've got the tails up, and that is an unforced error, and they could see this game out.
And the shout from the box is like it was a scream as that was, but it was coaches going, calm down. This isn't one yet. 90 seconds left. What a comeback this has been. This will be an incredible comeback. but you've got to feel for the Sharks. They soaked up all that pressure, but in the end, they just couldn't keep it going.
Yeah, at the end, I think all that separates them is just the resilience of this Taipan side. It wasn't coming off for them in the first half an hour of this game. Last 10 minutes, they have found their ability.
Oh,
that's an interception! No, she's going to go.
Has she got the legs? Well, look, this ball back with the Mackenzie McNaught.
Hunting in packs at the Taipans to stop that interception. There was 5 around the Sharks player. There are 45 seconds left on the clock. This is the platform that the Sharks need.
They only have 1 touch. That's 2 touches, because obviously 0 touch from the interception. Damn, that's 3.
Emily Irons
dives through.
Oh, what a touch. That is celebrated more than the score.
30 seconds remaining. Emily Irons has it at the 7-metre line.
20 seconds. This is it. This will be the last opportunity for the Sharks. Can the Taipans hold out? It's a good setup. Emily Irons goes open. Emily Oliver goes wide.
She's got it. Oh no, I think the touch was made. Was made.
And the Hooters going to go any second.
There it goes, and they've won it. The Taipans have won it. The Sharks almost got it back at the death. What a game that was. Incredible stuff. And anything that the men could do in the men's open, the women can equal. That was a fabulous game.
One of the best games one of the best sets of finals I think we've seen at a nationals over the past five or 6 years. That was scintillating at times. You know, if you want to talk about individuals from that Taipan side, Kenzie McNaught stands out. You know, she dropped the ball over the line. She could have lost her head, lost her confidence. She goes and makes an offensive play. It's influential in the winning score. Emily Rona-Roper never stopped running. Emily Bayliss. The list goes on. Naomi Furnett. You could pick any from that Taipan side that have influenced that win, and I think the scream at the end really shows what it means to them.
Well, we will leave you with the highlights, and we'll go and get some reaction from the Taipans, and we will be back very, very shortly. Do not go away.
Players, officials and everybody else, if you are making your way back in, please do help us with the litter. If there's obviously inland touches as well, we've got to clean up afterwards. So if you're coming in, grab a comb, grab some rubbish and help us out. If you are emptying from the sub boxes, please make sure you pick up your rubbish from the sub boxes. Thank you.
Back here with Kenzie McNaught from the Southeast Taipans. Kenzie, what a game that was.
Oh, that was intense. That was really intense. We knew they'd step it to us, so... Yeah. Oh, my God.
Was you expecting that from the Sharks? Because you had quite a comfortable victory over them in the group stages, but they really came at you for all of that game.
We were absolutely expecting that. We know they're just such a strong side. I think every time we face them in the final, it's always such a tight game. And I don't think the The game yesterday really showed what they could really do, but today they really stepped it to us.
You was always confident though. We had the benefit of having your sub box right in front of our commentary position, and you never ever lost faith throughout the entirety of that game.
No, I think that's one of the things we like to. What's the word? That's just one of our mottos for the tournament. Is just trust the processes, have faith in each other, just know that it's all going to fall into place.
Yeah. Well, Kenzie, many congratulations. I know your team's in the huddle, so I'll let you get back and
so
celebrate.
much.
Many congratulations once
Thank
again.
you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.